edition of the Sports One. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port here on a Tuesday, the Barnes and Tony Show. Once again, how you doing, sir?
Doing great today, bud. Obviously, big Mets winter recap. Stoked to be here back at the producer's chair for this lovely Tuesday. So yeah, man, it's gonna be great, dude. I know it's gonna be raining the rest of the week, but I'm pumped to be in studio.
Yeah, absolutely. And it seems like a lot of pockets of rain, like today, for instance, everyone was all nervous. We were starting a job, but the rain, I guess, is not supposed to come in until like 6-7 o'clock tonight. And then tomorrow, I think I was looking, and it's like heavy overnight, like very heavy overnight.
Tomorrow
heavy,
overnight or tonight overnight.
Tonight overnight, and then by 12 should be good. So I don't know. The way I've been playing golf, like I was thinking, like, is it better to like I got my lesson a week from today? Like, do I just maybe play once or twice over the weekend? And then
might be a good time to go bowling, dude.
True, dude. True. And you know what else was interesting? Actually, I feel like you get Rob for this. So yesterday, golf tournament at Mill River. My grandpa was like, very lifetime member there. And in the winter, they have a bowling alley. So he would always go to the bowling alley. I saw it for the first time. I had never seen it before.
Oh, whoa.
It's in the basement, 6 lanes, little bar in the back. Pretty cool, honestly. It would be dope to, like, no one was there. So I don't know if, like, maybe people just go, like, a lot during the winter or whatnot.
Oh, yeah, I would think so, right?
But it was cool to see.
That's so cool. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah.
It's open, like, year-round sort of deal at the clubhouse?
I didn't ask anybody, but the doors were open. You could just go down there. I wondered, I'm guessing, like, if you remember, you could just go anytime. And it just seems like it's, because I know for, like, most country clubs, like, it's like, oh, the golf's unlimited, but then, like, you have to pay for the cart or something. But it seems like that would be something where you wouldn't have to pay for it. But then again, who knows?
Who knows?
They've been there 101 years, believe it or not. And we had, like, all over the wall, they have like club champions and stuff. And the first one, it goes back to 1923. And my uncle actually won a 2-man championship back in 95. So we located that plaque.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he was riled about that too. So a lot of history there at Mill River. And it just, unfortunately, the driver.
Did you add to the history, Brian?
No. But the Devin, our GAF rep, he was playing with us yesterday. He had the long drive. So he won a gift card at the gift shop and a nice polo.
Oh, nice.
So that was nice. He hit it like 320, like crushed it, and actually won by only like 5 yards or something. It just like happened to work out perfect.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, I would say out of the 10 to 12 times I hit driver, I probably hit 2 good ones. So lesson needed. But did get a feel with the irons about like the stay down and not jerking the club. But I am really excited about the lesson. I think that's gonna help a lot. Do you feel like if, like, let's say just randomly, like your birthday, 5-pack of lessons, you think you would be riled or no?
Oh my God, yeah, you're kidding me? A 5-pack of lessons? That's
hour
sick,
long.
Dude.
Anything you want. The schedule is up to you.
Yeah, I'd be riled. That'd be a great birthday gift.
Yeah. I wish I had that birthday gift, but I am riled to get the one lesson, and I think it'll help a lot. But just can't wait to get past this period. And I hope that I really just get some clarity. It's like, this is what you need to do. But I think I'm too, and it sucks that I can't do a slow swing. Like, I'm almost incapable of doing a slow swing. Cause when I do, like I was telling you yesterday, I like stop right before I hit the ball. So then it just goes like that. Like, I don't know. It's so hard for me. Maybe if I'm using a pitching wedge, I could do a slow swing, but not with a driver.
I feel like that's what your guy's going to tell you, right? Your lesson, probably to slow down.
Yeah.
So hopefully it shows you, what to do.
Should we have you guys like staked out in a tree, like film the whole thing, and then we'll break it down?
Do you think you'd be like opposed to that, dude?
I don't know. Probably, the meteorites and stuff. Yeah. You never know at that time.
Dude, there's I know you don't like Curb Your Enthusiasm that much, but there's an episode where, because he goes to golfing all the time in the show, and he just like happens to be sitting on this bench at the clubhouse, while like in front of him, like this lady's getting a lesson, and he's like, didn't really mean to, but kind of like, like eavesdropping in, and the fucking the coach gets so tight at him. It's freaking hilarious,
Oh
dude.
man, that is great. That is great. But yeah, it would be nice to see too, just to kind of get a sense of what they say and stuff. And I think the last one I got, they were supposed to send me like stats on different stuff because they have the whole breakdown, kind of like Shelton, but I think even more in depth with the TrackMan and all that. So, yeah, I wish I could have the lesson tomorrow, but they just didn't have any availability. Could try somewhere else, but I don't know. I've just got a lesson at Sterling the last couple of times, so I figured just stay with that. And it helped the other 2 times. And I hope it helps again.
I would imagine it does, dude. It's got it, right?
Yeah. So I'll keep everybody posted on that. Another story to tell, but before we do that, we do have the faithful here early and often. But who else batting leadoff but Josh B?
You know it, dude. He says, "What is up, fam? Early starts. I know Josh B loves a good early start. For that, he gets a nice. Let's go. Hashtag TC, hashtag Sportsport, hashtag DTV. Michael Buckta in the house says, let's go as well. And says, also, I forgot to mention, I got 2 rounds of photos with the man, Dan Hurley. I have to tell you all more on Sunday.
And I was telling you, he confirmed his attendance for the Horseshoe Show on Sunday. So looking forward to catching up with Michael Buckta. And it's just nice. The last time we saw him, I kind of felt like I was in shambles, the Yankees, the debacle. So now it's like better times. So I think, we'll certainly enjoy that.
Well, there's still a lot of days left in the week. So
yeah, but we're not the Mets. We're not going to have a problem with the Angels. And not to throw a shot, but you did just play the Angels and lose 3. So that's your fault, not mine. So,
no, that's right. And
but
we'll
then you're going to say, what happens now?
I'm
not nervous. And you say, moosh, mush.
I wasn't nervous. No,
I'm just saying, moosh, mush, whatever you want to say, doesn't exist. They can't beat the Angels, and they don't deserve to play, Tony.
That's ridiculous. They beat them once? And then Michael Buckta also says, next time I see you guys, we're all going to know that I met Dan Hurley, as if we don't already know, Michael.
We don't already know.
And then he goes, and to think he could have been in LA by now, but he said no, like a true man. Wow. Yeah. Gotta be. Michael Buckta is probably his biggest fan right now.
Oh, my
Hands
God.
down, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of our biggest fan, Matthew Gabriel says, let's go. Also says, let's go.
He's here after a win. He didn't need to be preempted. Kind of interesting that he shows up after a win right on time.
And my mother also in the house saying, hello, fellas. And she says, football is starting with the
very true.
Points.
2 days from now, we'll have a slew of games. I believe the Giants play on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
Michael Buckta confirming he's Hurley's favorite fan. And his number 1 fan. His favorite fan, and his number 1 fan. But yeah, so a lot to get to here. But what I wanted to mention first, in Matthew, I was talking to him yesterday about this, then we were texting earlier. So Saturday night, after we had went swimming in Rich's pool, we hit Donut Delight on the way back, okay? And he was driving and I gave him my card, and I guess maybe usually if I'm driving, I would be kind of more like, okay, like thinking about like getting the credit card back. But the lady, she gave us the stuff in waves and just didn't give it back. But at the time, I didn't know about that. Next morning, go wallet, not there, and even get Donut Delight. Like that's when I realized I'm getting a coffee at Donut Delight. Oh, no, my card. Didn't think about that. We went to Louis, I was telling you. So I figured, okay, I left at the restaurant. I'll call them when they open. But then I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I did use my card at Donut Delight. But then I'm like, searching all over my room, under the couch in the basement, can't find it. So I'm like, okay, so maybe it's at Donut Delight, but it doesn't make sense. Like, I mean, what are the odds like the person working the register, the drive-through is going to forget to, of course, everybody loves to call me right now, is going to forget to give me my card. You would think that wouldn't happen. Sure enough, so I'm like kind of losing my mind a little bit, but then I call, when I get back home late last night and I just don't get a straight answer. The guy's just asking, what time are you here on Saturday? What's your name? And then he's telling me, and it's like 8:30 and he's telling me to come back in the morning. I'm like, aren't you guys like open till 11? And then he just says something about the manager's not there. So I'm like, well, can you just let me know, like, is the card there? Because this is my last step. Otherwise, I'm just going to order a new card. And he just like says the same thing, doesn't give me an answer. And I go, yeah, I just want to know if you guys have it or not, just so I know what to do. And he literally hangs up the phone. So I'm like, all right, he said to go back in the morning, whatever. I'll get a coffee in the morning. Not that big of a deal. I'm there. And then the guy goes, oh yeah, could you come back in like a couple? And I'm like, I just called last night.
Right.
You know, oh, well, the manager doesn't get in till 8 or whatever. And I'm just like, oh, okay, so like, should I just call? Like, I could stop back on my way home later because I'm going over to Sam's after work, so not gonna be back till later. And then they're telling me to come back tomorrow morning. I'm like, could you just leave the card for the drive-through people and I'll pick it up? I'll show my ID. And then I finally got him to say, okay, yeah, we'll make a note. Just show me your ID. They'll give him the card. So I'm going to go on my way home later tonight.
Fuck?
But it's like, how insane is that? And unfortunately, like, and I'm sure, I guess it happens to everybody, but a couple of times, I've left card at a restaurant, and every time you call, yes, we have it. You show them your ID, you get it. But for some reason at Dawn Delight, there's like some lockbox with credit cards, I guess, and they don't trust anybody but the manager doing that. Is that not ridiculous, Tony?
That is really ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense at all, dude. Like, what the hell? Do they not trust their employees that much? Like,
right. And I just feel like, don't you think it's different now? I feel like back in the day, it was something completely different. But it's like with all these like fraud alerts, payment tracking, like it's not like so like, oh, somebody like it's like so like vital. Oh, someone gets in the wrong hands of the card. It's like you're gonna just cancel the card and you have fraud protection. The charge is not gonna go through. It's not like the end of the world.
Yeah,
like,
that's
you know
it.
what I mean, how it used to be. It used to be like, oh my God, like credit card, like somebody has that, they're gonna run up all these charges. You got to pay it, this and that. So kind of disappointing in a way because I just feel like, Donut Delight, I feel like they always do everything right. But for this,
Especially by
me,
you.
I'm there all the time. Just don't get that order of operations at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like the hierarchy is kind of weird over there, dude. Like, that doesn't make any sense. This guy literally couldn't like give you the card. Like,
Oh, it's locked in some room or something. And then the best part is the guy I talked on the phone today. Oh, I'm filling in for the manager. He's not coming today. But yesterday, the guy on the phone said, oh, the manager will be back in the morning. Like, it's just like,
but you tell me no one has a key? Managers leave like a key with someone? Like, God forbid, dude.
Somebody else giving the card, but it's like so stupid. If you have the ID, do I really like? Does it look like, oh, maybe this guy isn't like? Clearly, it's me. Like, what are we doing here?
Did you make sure there's no charges on the card?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Because you know what it is? I really wanted to exhaust every option because it's not that big of a deal. Yes, they'll probably send it in a couple of business days, but the problem is then all your auto pays, you got to change, and it's just annoying.
It is annoying.
You know what I mean? So I just didn't feel like doing that. So should get the card back later tonight, but bad job there. Bad job.
Yeah, it's a terrible job. Bad job. Bad job. Josh B says worst feeling ever, dude.
And do you ever do that, or I feel like I don't know. Just for some reason, I feel like you're gonna say that you're always on top of it.
I mean, I think I've left my debit card at a bar once, and it was probably my senior year at a Liffey's on Post Road.
Yep.
Next morning, I just called and got it
done. Yeah, no big like order of operation.
Yeah, no, there was no freaking bugaboo or anything, dude. The rigmarole
of all
dude.
Places. You know what I mean? I don't know. For some reason, maybe I'm wrong, but it seemed like it would be different if it was like, I don't know, at the Capitol Grill or something. Then I could see maybe it being a little tight, whatever.
The hell is a Capitol Grill?
Never been to a Capitol Grill? They're usually in like the big cities. Like, not that Stanford is like a huge city, but they have one there, one in Providence, DC.
Negative.
I think there's one in Hartford as well. Just a steakhouse.
Right.
Yeah. Like, so I guess it's the same thing as,
Outback?
No, what's the,
Sorry, Browns.
No, like national, I guess Ruth Chris, I guess you could say.
Okay.
But there's another one. Fleming's, I guess, is another one as well. I feel like there's one I'm not thinking of, but like, just those national, like higher end steak places.
Mhm.
No, not the local Staten Island. No, Tony, the Jets aren't building a stadium there.
They would do that. That's not insane. Why is that insane?
Because you're smiling. That's why.
Because that's like a good idea, dude. Like, why would they be in Jersey? Them being in Jersey's insane.
Oh my God. I mean, like, I think it's just more the fact that like you have a place where people are gonna come. Josh B says Longhorn, but I'm thinking more like, upper echelon, but I don't mind Longhorn. I never go there, but I don't think it's bad. Honestly, I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of pushback on this, but I actually have always enjoyed Outback. I'm not gonna lie. The blooming onion is just amazing.
Blooming onion, very good. I've never gotten an actual steak. I always get like a burger or something.
Like it's good, and I think it's just like for a chain, I think it's good, but obviously, I mean, how often are you really like looking for a chain?
Especially for a steak.
And I almost think like it's like with all the different places out there this year's, like how do these chain restaurants like last? You know what I mean? Because it's like, when do we ever want to go to Chili's, Tony? You know what I mean?
I'd
Applebee's.
Go. I love Applebee's. Not even gonna lie, dude.
But does it take a deal to get you in the door?
Oh yeah.
So that's the only way you're going to any one of those places, pretty much, or like hammered at the bar, dollar margaritas, maybe type of thing.
No, I don't know. The dollar marg thing
Watered
is a
down.
it's a joke.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I would go there for food. They do that deal. I think it's like $20 or something for all you can eat, like chicken fingers, ribs,
And
shrimp, and fries.
At Applebee's.
That's right.
Okay. You know what? I think though Outback did like a steak and shrimp unlimited because I think I've
There we
gotten
go.
that
Yeah, that sounds
before.
awesome.
Yeah.
And like same thing like B-dubs too. They eliminated wings. Like that's
Yeah.
what's gonna get me in the door.
Yeah.
A deal for sure.
They do. It does really kind of suck there, honestly.
B-dubs.
Yeah.
Honestly, that deal is pretty gnarly.
No, good deal, but I feel like honestly, especially a couple beers with it, I feel like my stomach can't handle it anymore.
Yeah, when I was there, I didn't have any beer, and honestly, like they definitely take their time too with everything. Like,
yeah.
fucking
And then
know.
it's a deal. Well, what's the deal? What are we doing? Like, you know what I mean? There's always a catch-22.
I know. One of the things you can only order your wings 6 at a time, I think, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because who does that?
Yeah.
But I mean, regardless, I mean, you got a bang for your buck. You know, you do like 4 rounds of that, you're chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just, I think for me, I feel like at this point though, with like the chains, it's like, I feel like am obsessed with the local places that it's just, I don't see, like a chain doesn't really come into play too often. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's probably barely any chains in Staten Island by you, right?
There is.
I mean, I'm sure there's some, but like not a crazy amount, right?
I think there's still an Applebee's. Oh yeah, there definitely is an Applebee's in the mall and a Fridays by the mall. The mall has like the chain stuff.
Yeah.
Mall.
But it's like, I don't know, like Olive Garden. Like, how did they do it?
There's not. I don't think there's an Olive Garden on Staten Island.
But right though, like, don't you? I mean, do you think it's just like something where it's like people with young kids, like it just like, or you have a lot of kids, so it's cheaper. But is it that cheaper anymore? Especially if there isn't the
It's
deal.
really
Tony?
not that cheap,
That's what
honestly,
I'm
dude.
saying.
Especially the one thing I'll never understand is the Olive Garden in Times Square, which is crazy, dude. And I've been there, dude.
Yeah.
I've been in that.
I've been in that one too. I had lunch there one time.
Yeah, I mean, it's dope. 2 floors. You're over in Times
I sat in the
Square.
bar.
But it's just like also like people bring like their families there. But it's like, dude, if you want good pasta, there's a million different spots in the city for good pasta.
Tony Dinapolis? No, but can we just?
Dude.
Can we do a verbal pack this coming season? Tony D's Rangers game, no matter what, nothing. We're going.
I'm down with that. Like within the first month, September, October.
Dude. Like, I don't care if it's against Ottawa.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's against
dude.
Buffalo. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
we really need to like
because you
down,
you haven't been there, Tony D's.
No, never.
Yeah, because remember, you never been to Tony
Maybe
D's.
Tony D's, dude.
Oh man, but yeah, like that stuff is so much better. And like what made me think about this, and me and Matthew actually were talking about this last time we went to the Yankee game, is like the walk from the train station to Arthur Ave, Applebee's. It's like, how does that place stay in business? Arthur Ave is right there, and like, who wants to go to Applebee's?
Yeah, no, it's true. Again, it's that deal, dude. Like Applebee's is cheap, bang for your buck.
But is it still? Like, I don't know how cheap it really is at this point. You know,
I feel like, dude, restaurants in Arthur Ave are gonna be way more expensive.
They're not though, because there's so many. Honestly, like the competition is fierce, Tony. Like we're talking, most meals are in the 20s. Like Enzo's, sure, maybe that's a little more expensive, whatever. But like Mario's and stuff,
Yeah,
like,
but you can probably get a burger and fries at Applebee's for like $12.
no, maybe for lunch, it's definitely $20.
There's no way it's $20. That's crazy. But
Let me just talk to the research.
I'd
department
honestly
for
be a
second.
little surprised if Applebee's website had
First of all, wait, hold on. What's the closest Applebee's here? Is there one in Milford?
Milford, I guess,
Okay.
right?
Just look this up. Well, they have the takeout menu. I mean, I think we could allow that. But are they gonna do the thing where you have to complete an order and you can't
Stop
just
it,
look at the menu?
dude.
Maybe not. Let's see. Menu here. Applebee's menu. Search menu. I feel like then it's gonna probably be the generic menu without the prices.
Handcrafted burgers, 1,600 calories.
But right, there's no prices on here.
Find order online. Pick up inside. I'm down with that. Erie, Pennsylvania. Jesus. Use my location. Can't find location. Pick up. Why can't I pick this one? All right, here we go. This is crazy, dude.
I hate that it's like this. Like so many places, like sometimes you can't even look at the menu unless you start an online order.
Which is like kind of ridiculous, dude.
Milford, Connecticut.
There's one in Danbury. Car site to go. Pick up inside. Select the time.
Get a little frustrated.
This is kind of dumb, dude. Start your order.
Dude, let's see though.
Go back to handcrafted burgers.
Right. Oh, okay.
16
Wait,
bucks.
I don't see a 12.
First of all, the neighborhood burger, which is a double cheeseburger, I'm looking at right here, $14.
There's no 12.
Wait,
does it say which
classic burgers $13.79? Classic cheeseburgers $14.39.
12s.
But regardless, Brian, you're splitting hairs at this point. It's still pretty cheap, dude.
I don't think that's that cheap.
Come on, dude. But it's not 20. You said 20. Okay? And look for the people at home now
so
to get you hungry in the morning.
Tip, you're not out the door for 20? What was that? No, we're stiffing the tip, 5%.
No, say tip is I'll give him $4 for the tip, I guess.
Okay, but
so
the
it's
tax is
18 tax. I mean 20.
What do you know? It's $20.
But I'm just saying, like the burger in the restaurant is probably 18, 20 easily. You're saving $5 here.
But you're not getting a burger on Arthur Ave, and you can get the penny vodka. Okay, so net, maybe an extra $10 to get an order of penny vodka versus a burger and fries.
All right, $10 per person. You're with a family of 4. That's $40, Brian. Plus, you want drinks because you're there.
So disgusting.
I'm just saying though, like, that's why
cook a burger on the grill. Get off your ass, honestly.
Oh my god, dude.
We got a lot of comments. Let's just catch up on those before we get down.
We have a whole ton here.
Blooming Onion, yes, and that you've been to Capitol Grill. Liar, Tony.
I've been to Capitol Grill.
That's what your mother says.
He has been to Capitol Grill a long time ago. All right, so what the hell? I don't remember that. And then Josh B says Fridays used to be good. They absolutely suck now. My mother chimed in and says Fridays did not make it here, as in Staten Island. Then going back up here, we had Michael commenting as downtime says, let's go, best sports show out there. Don't at me. Also, if you're here on YouTube, give the video a like.
There he is.
And he says, I don't know why when I come from my laptop, it goes to DTV when I'm not on that account, but whatever. He says, let's go. Michael Buckta, I'll cook you in 2K all day, every day.
Wow.
That's a challenge, dude.
That's a little call out here. But
yeah,
then,
totally.
Where's Michael? Buckta.
Buckta
out. Yeah.
Looking at his Hurley fucking photos. Healy? Michael says, the chain restaurants are a no-go.
Yes, Michael. Yes. Nothing. Your mother
says, great steak place, high-end. We had mac and cheese. You were young. Most of the chains are what they have in other states. No high-end. That's why they do well, like Domino's.
Sarcasm?
Being the chain. Yeah. And then looks like Josh B actually comes here, says Korean barbecue, Butcher 360 in North Brunswick, New Jersey. Amazing.
I wonder is it a chain?
Do you do Korean barbecue?
I don't think I've had it, but I've always wanted to because there's one in downtown Stanford.
Really, dude?
Summer Street.
Just check it out.
Yeah.
My mother comes in here, Applebee's, family friendly, kids meals, also Applebee's drinks, cheaps.
Suck,
and then they do suck. And then she says McDonald's charges $15 for a burger and fries, which is ridiculous. Go to Taco
Bell,
in the day.
$50 for 2 people. Would never eat that fucking trap.
50?
Rat trap. No, I don't know, but it's expensive though. It's not cheap anymore. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
but it was
honestly,
always disgusting. It was never good.
Ridiculous. It was never good.
Let's not get confused here. It was never good.
And then Michael says, "See, Barnes chain restaurants suck. Support small business. Support local."
He knows it. He gets it. Honestly, he gets it.
I mean, I guess.
You guess, like, why are you fixated on a chain restaurant?
I'm not fixated. I think the support small business thing is kind of ridiculous.
This is like a Jeff McNeil defense, right?
First of all, McNeil dinger last night. Don't at me. Thank you. Oh, okay. Pick him up, dude. Pick up Palante, dude.
Because he can have a hot week, and I could use him for that, and then drop his ass. So that's what I'm gonna do.
It's a hot month, dude.
Please.
All-Star break's
But
been on
also,
fire.
and McDonald's
Anyway.
human meat, yes, that's disgusting. Taco Bell, fast food goat.
goat.
No way. But yeah, so what's the defense mechanism here, Tony? For the chain?
I don't knock Applebee's that much. Again, I think it is like a cool spot. All right, it's got funky shit in the wall. It's like that restaurant, whatever, dude. And also like the sport small business thing. I mean, like, wouldn't you imagine someone from Connecticut owns Applebee's in Milford? Like, it's not like like the CEO is running that
but
one.
So you're telling me corporate's not getting their big fat cut on that?
Oh, I'm sure, but you're still supporting a guy who lives in Milford running his own restaurant.
And then the Tony slander continues. Tony is crazy. He doesn't want people to support small business. Yet we are a small business. So you don't want people to support us. And then he says, oh, gosh, Josh, go look at the way they make Taco Bell. Absolutely disgusting. Your mother, McDonald's are owned by individuals usually. I don't mind a Big Mac once in a while. What's a Big Mac go for in these days? 20?
You're really gonna make me go through the whole fucking thing again.
Your mother will tell us.
I would imagine Big Mac meal. I mean, it's probably around the same as Applebee's.
That's insane.
Which is insane, dude. It should be like $10 for a Big Mac.
Go to
meal.
Dutch's if you're gonna get that.
Dutch's is very solid,
Dutch's,
dude.
that's the rare exception, and that's
would
not really a
actually-
chain. It's like small chain, Connecticut chain,
It's a chain, so
Connecticut chain.
still a chain. And I feel like burger there, I want to say it's probably like 13 and change. I want to say last time
Probably.
I got, like, a big D there.
I never get it anymore. But yeah, probably. He used to work at the Bell, and your mother says usually a local person.
He's a local person. Yep. Just used to work at the Bell. Wow.
That's crazy. Did
That's
not know
kinda
that.
crazy. So he's got a little insight, dude.
Was
to
his
the
first
operations.
Was his first job? That's interesting.
Classic, work at the fast food restaurant. I think my mother works at Burger King. It's her first job.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, my grandfather ran a few in the city.
Wow. Taco Bell in the city.
No, he ran Burger King's in the city.
Burger King.
He used to manage this, like, again, kind of like a local chain
Yeah.
called Schrafft's, I think it was called. And then they were bought by Burger King, converted, and he, like, obviously inherited managing those Burger Kings. First one in Manhattan, my mother, the register. There we go.
That was history.
That's history right there, dude. Also, at the time, grandfather offered to own one in Greenwich, turned it down, wanted to stay on the island. The kids are in school, didn't take it.
Runs in the blood. Applebee's too. McDonald's is quicker. And then Michael commenting that the Matrix has Josh. we'll let him sit on that for a second. And quickly, your mother says he opened all the Burger Kings in Manhattan, kind of like what you were speaking of. But let's go, Tony, to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it, Tony. Yep. And Alonso cracks one. The Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Too deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So an off day for the Yankees yesterday. So, unfortunately, the only game in town for me anyway. Not it was for me, but whatever. The only local.
No, it's for
team,
you. It's for you.
The only local team playing, the New York Mets,
And you have to support local. Support local, Brian.
That's not local. That's out of state. No, I know the Yankees are obviously out of state, but come on, I'm not a Mets fan. Okay, let's get.
Did you watch the game?
No, I did not watch the game. But remember, I told you golf tournament was sleeping before the game was over. Actually, no, it was on a 5. Whatever. I was still on the course, but I can't listen to a Mets game in their broadcast. I know, yes, I can put on mute, but enough with, like, oh my God, with Gary. It's ridiculous. It really is.
Number one. It's hard being number one, dude. It's
Oh,
really hard
yeah,
to be number
yeah,
one.
Well, it's easy when you self-proclaim yourself, and that's
No,
that's what Michael Kay said.
That's ridiculous.
I should have asked him.
You that
I
would
should've
have
asked
been
him.
a great question to ask. Actually,
Do you think
it really
that-
would have been?
You would have been pissed if I was like, honestly, Michael. Like, I know there's been a little back and forth with Gary, Keith, and Ron. Do you agree with me that I feel like Gary sounds like he hasn't blown his nose in 20 years?
Mhm.
Do you think we could have got a smile out of him? Honestly.
Oh, absolutely. You would probably talk about that for sure, dude.
Oh, Josh B loving it. And then your mother says, you can't bear to see the win. That's not how I would describe it. But nevertheless, I know you want to wax poetic, Tony, about the 6-0 defeat of the Cardinals in St. Louis.
I mean, yes, of course. You want to wax a little poetic. A lot going into this game, as we alluded to yesterday. This was a makeup game, a one and done, kind of take care of business, which the Mets did. Won this game 6-0. And if you want to let's see, we can recap how we got here. Sean Manaea started this game, as we know. Coming off of a dominant start against Minnesota, 7 innings, 11 Ks, no earned runs, trying to follow it up, and boy, does he. Matchup against Palante, who obviously Brian was trying to bet on here. Nonetheless, here, both innings were pretty typical for both pitchers here. Manaea had 2 Ks in the first inning, but top of the second is where scoring started here. Palante got into a little bit of a jam. After walking Alonso, giving up a single to Iglesias, we have runners on first and second here. And then McNeil grounded to a fielder choice. Iglesias gets thrown out at second. Obviously, Alonso advanced. You have runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Early and
often. Palante, wild pitch. Alonso comes
Palante,
in.
worst pitcher in the fucking
literally
league.
terrible. It was like bounced up in front of him. Contreras had no shot to get it. Nonetheless, that scored a gimme there for the Mets, makes it 1-0. Alvarez, who was at bat at the time, ends up grounding out, ending the inning. In the bottom of the second here, Manaea working very well, strikes out Goldschmidt and Donovan. He had 4 Ks for the first 2 innings here. Jumping along here to the top of the 5th now, where Palante gets into some more trouble, giving up back-to-back singles to McNeil and Alvarez. You have an RBI double by Harrison Bader, the former Redbird himself, who got a nice little standing O with his first at-bat. This one, he does rope down the third base line, goes right out into the outfield, dribbles to the corner. Beautiful play. Does score. McNeil, Alvarez moves to third there. We'll have to see that. Palante struggling with control at this point, walks Lindor. And then, of course, we have the man himself, Tyrone Taylor, Brian's second favorite player around the league here, gets his, I believe, 13th double of the season, ropes it down the first base line, goes into right field, into the corner. Probably should have been a triple, but was a bases clearing double regardless. Scoring 3 runs there, making it 5-0 just like that. After that, Nimmo, I think, grounds out. Taylor even advanced to third on another wild pitch to Palante, and then they plunk him, or pull him, I guess I should say, to bring in Armstrong. Manaea, bottom of the 5th, you think maybe he starts to waver? Absolutely not. 2 Ks in that inning as well, striking out the great Tommy Pham even. And then here, top of the 6th, little insurance run. You were mentioning McNeil. He hits, I believe, his 10th home run of the year. Obviously still on fire since the All-Star break here. 365 feet to right field. First pitch cutter jumped on it. Makes it 6-0 just like that, which is your final score. Manaea goes on to have an absolute tremendous night. He ends another outing here, back-to-back of 7 innings pitched, 10 Ks, no earned runs, 6 hits. Most importantly, though, no walks, dude. He has 21 Ks over his last 2 starts, pitching over the course of 14 innings. Love to see that. Control was dominant. I know his fastball isn't the most impressive in terms of velocity, 93, 92, 94. But you know what? It had some rise to it. He was striking out a lot of batters, and when that wasn't working for the strikeouts, he was getting to the sweeper, which was obviously effective as well, striking out people like Arenado, making them look foolish, at the plate. So totally dominant there. We even saw Diaz. It's been a week, by the way. The last time he pitched before last night was the previous Tuesday. But he does come in with no pressure. 1 inning, gets a strikeout. I think the final out was a sweeper that went deep to Nimmo, who caught it. And then that was basically it right there. I mean, you had a pretty solid effort, I think, from the Mets. Obviously, shutting out the Cardinals. Tremendous effort and outing from Manaea. That was probably, the gold standard of the night. Obviously, Taylor batting well, McNeil batting well. You look at the box score. I mean, again, moving forward, going to Colorado, and obviously through more of the dog days of the upcoming schedule in August, I mean, you want to see the top half of your lineup hit a little better. Again, like you look at the box score, Lindor didn't have any hits. He was 0 for 4, drew a walk. Taylor had that big double, but was 1 for 4. Nimmo 0 for 4, kind of struggling in the past, I don't know, maybe 4 games or so. JD 0 for 4. Again, I would imagine just an off night for him. Alonso, who was batting 6th there, just 1 for 3. Interesting. It seems like Alonso has been kind of getting pushed further and further down this lineup in terms of his batting position. But again, but after that, I mean, McNeil the 2 for 4 with the home run, Alvarez 2 for 4, Bader 2 for 4 with the RBI. I mean, the bottom half was hitting, really well. I don't know if it was Bader in St. Louis. I don't know, maybe it was Alvarez, maybe coming back a little bit in terms of producing offense here, which would be great for the series upcoming here in Colorado. But nonetheless, I mean, the one and done here, he took care of business. This game actually was pretty important in the sense where the Cardinals obviously are in the running for the wild card as well as the Mets. Nice to get that win in the column there. But also, if it comes down to a tie here, Brian, the Mets winning this game now do have the tiebreaker for the wild card, which is pretty cool to have that in the back pocket just in case.
You never know when you'll need it.
You never know, Brian.
Kind of like the hall pass, right?
Exactly, dude.
In school. What do you think I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course. That's
It's not
exactly
always
what
about the
you meant, dude.
movies, Tony. Okay, we're not talking about that type of hall pass. I know you always go there.
I
but...
think you're searching for it, dude. So you gotta be impressed, dude. You gotta be impressed. You should pick up Taylor tonight too while you're at it, if he's available.
He sucks, dude. I don't care what you say. I know he had a good game yesterday, but he's not a good player. He's a bench fourth outfielder. Maybe, honestly. That's it. I mean, I know it hurts maybe for him, but
I mean, that's what he is, though.
yeah, but I think
Like he's playing because of Marte.
I feel like though for some reason I don't know.
Because he makes some great catches in the outfield. And again, like hits well in the clutch, it seems.
But it seems like you like actually love him, honestly. Did you go 6-0 last night, by the way?
I fucking hope so.
Mets under 2-0.
Mhm.
Giants over. Okay, so 5-1 because you had the Diamondbacks in the over.
All right.
176.
6.
but-
Is that
but-
gallon, dude?
But at the end of the day, I know you're saying, is it just simply always had a couple of clutch hints? So it's like love at first sight for you? Like,
Well, like what the fuck, dude? I mean, he's been batting. Look at his splits. I mean, to start the year off, the time he did fill in the outfield, I think between the first month he was batting like 270, had a couple dingers, maybe 13 RBIs. Like he started off so hot. Yes, it's tapering a little bit because of that. I guess that speed there was a little bit too much for him, but nonetheless, I mean, he's still hitting pretty well. I said he's a 16th or 13th double.
I went 5-1 too, finally, by the way. So luckily, not too far behind.
It's his 15th double. He makes great catches in the outfield. Look at some of his defensive highlights from this year. Even as short as last night, he made a pretty solid catch of the wall, saving extra base hits. Like, I mean, he is doing well for the Mets. I mean, all around. Again, maybe he's,
what's he hitting? 236?
No, yeah, his average isn't phenomenal, but
Yeah.
again, like he's hitting in the clutch, he's solid defensively, and especially, I mean, you've heard me say a million times. I mean, the Mets need good outfielders, and he is a good outfielder. And again, regardless, like I said, like yes, the average tapered from the start, conceivably,
Yeah.
but he hits well in the clutch. Like I literally almost every week there's a big hit he has where he's like bringing in runs, giving the Mets the lead, or at least like tying the game or something. Dude, he adds a lot to the game, I think.
Interesting. Very interesting.
You don't think so?
No.
I mean, come on, man.
I
I'm
feel like you know what
over
I
here.
mean?
I'm watching games often. Like,
But you know what it is? I feel like he has a good game between 5 and 10% of the time.
5 and 10. There's no way. 5 and 10.
I mean, last night too, it's like, okay, what, he made a nice play. He went 1 for 4, had one nice hit. And it's like
But that's what I mean. Like he hits well in the clutch. Like when we need him to, he hits very well.
So you're
I would
saying,
love to see what his average is like with runners in scoring position, honestly.
you're saying though that you want him on the team next year.
I didn't say that.
Well, I'm asking you.
Why did I say that? Why
Well,
would
because
you think I
you're
said that?
alluding to like that he's a glue guy, basically. Honestly.
I mean, you can plug and play. He's 30 years old. That's not terrible. It's nice. Obviously,
I was
him
actually
being from
pulling up.
Milwaukee,
baseball
Stearns,
reference.
dudes.
What's your guess? I'm gonna look it up. I want your guess. I haven't looked at
What?
it yet. His average runner scoring position. I'm gonna just take a guess.
You haven't looked?
No, I swear to God. I'm gonna say that I think it's lower than this, but I'm gonna just say this because it seems like you think it's like 350. I'm gonna say it's 270.
I would say 269.
Wow. Okay, so I guess I'm
Yeah.
not that overzealous, am I?
Oh,
All right. Platoon splits
Mm-hmm.
going down. Defensive positions, batting order positions. Bases occupied. Runners in scoring position 250,
All right, not too far off.
but not too good either. No.
No, I guess it's not phenomenal.
So I think that kind of just puts that to rest. No, you're pissed because it just come on, Tony. You can't overinflate
3
every
RBIs.
guy that has like a good game every once in a
3
while.
RBIs.
Yeah, in
but that's
one
like
game.
what I need from it. That's exactly what
Jacob
I need.
DeGrom has had 3 RBIs in one game. Like it's not that crazy. I'm
But,
just
like,
saying.
that's what I expect from him. Like, I expect a good game every once in a while. He's doing his job. Like you said, like we just said, he's a 4th outfielder. He's doing his job. Like, what do you want from him? You want to be fucking Juan Soto in the outfield? Like, he's not going to do that.
because Juan Soto's not a 4th outfielder.
He's doing his job.
I guess I would just look at it as for a 4th outfielder, for me, I want somebody that's either like an outstanding contact infielder or someone who has a lot of power, or I guess as a third thing, somebody that's a prospect we're trying to bring along. Maybe wasn't a top prospect, but had some good years in the minors. We're giving him at bats. Like that's the type of guy I want, not some 30-year-old journeyman that doesn't seem to excel at anything.
I wouldn't say he doesn't excel at anything.
Excel. I'm not
Excel.
saying like there's a difference between being like, I guess par for the course versus like excelling. He does not excel in any aspect of the game.
I would say defensively he does. I haven't seen him make any mistakes.
Yeah, I mean,
What do you want to see?
I mean,
Some defense
1.3
here?
WAR. Wow.
Is that what it says?
I don't know if that's for his
yeah.
career or for this year. Is that for this year? That's for this year.
That's for
Career
this year.
5.7. Is that top 10 Mets all time?
Probably not.
Man. I don't know. I guess, you know what it is, Tony, in all seriousness? And maybe, yes, I'm not the right person to speak of this because I'm not watching the Mets game. So I'll give you that. But I just feel like he's a guy that if he was on the Yankees, I would be like, why the fuck do we even have this guy? Like, what is the purpose of this? We're not building off of anything like this. That's all.
We'll probably be like a backup outfielder.
I just feel like you could do better than that. And like, wouldn't you
who? Like, I mean, he came over in the Hauser deal.
Well, who did the Mets give up in that one? Do you know?
I don't recall. I don't think anything that crazy.
But that's kind of been a
Hauser sucks. He's gone. It's over for Hauser.
Where is he?
I think they DFA'd him.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was like an outright
pretty sure.
assignment.
They DFA'd him, but
okay, for Coleman Crow.
Yeah. Where's he at, dude?
I guarantee like minor league player of the year.
Stop
How
it.
pissed
No
would you
way.
be, though.
He's not,
24-year-old pitcher. Nah, just kidding. He's 23 though, actually. Wow, that was a good guess. But he is on the 60-day injured list. He's still on the Brewers. And it's interesting. So this was a guy that got from the Angels and then just traded him right away. The Mets. But last year in Rocket City, AA, he had 34 strikeouts, 24 innings with a 1.88 earned run average.
That's pretty solid.
But I'm guessing he had some type of arm injury if he's on the 60-day injured list.
Must be.
Yet.
And like Rocket City, AA. It's a long way.
It's not.
It's still a long
Rocket
way
City.
from the
Where the hell
majors.
is that?
No idea, dude. Like Rocket City.
Well, it's part of
in
the city.
Soul League, Southern League affiliation, obviously Angels. Maybe they're Southern. They're the Rocket City Trash Pandas.
No way. Dude, isn't that embarrassing?
What the hell is that, dude? Rocket City, Alabama.
Yeah, Madison, Alabama. Who knew that there was a Madison, Alabama?
And then like they're affiliated of the Angels, dude.
Yeah.
Why the hell is it Rocket City?
Couldn't tell you. Honestly, that must be the nickname of the city. Nevertheless, kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, we don't want this, dude.
Garbage.
Get out of here. That guy going nowhere, dude.
Rather
Rather have Taylor.
I honestly, if I'm doing a comparison, I would say Taylor reminds me of Taco Bell.
Come on.
He's not
Come
good,
on, dude.
Oh my god. Did they has like Keith or Ron like kind of like, gotten his high horse a little bit or no? Is that where this stems from?
I mean, again, watching the games, watching him play.
Oh my god. Taylor's been unbelievable in these spots.
Yeah, he's been very hot.
They've said that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who would you say is the biggest fan of him on the broadcast?
Oh, I don't know.
Gary?
Probably.
Yeah. Keith's not excited for anything anymore.
That's not true. He gets pumped up. Honestly, he was actually pretty pumped. Mets, Cardinals. He's a former Cardinal himself. You know that.
Wasn't he?
He was drafted by the Cardinals.
But did he have a better career with them than in the Mets? Or no?
In terms of stat wise, he's definitely had better numbers with the Mets. I feel.
Okay, but I think he I don't know. For some reason, I was thinking he, did some good things for the Cardinals.
Yeah, no, he was a big deal coming
Yeah.
from the Cardinals. And I remember at
Yeah.
the time, I mean, I don't remember at the time. I've heard at
Yes.
the time he was pretty tight actually about going to the Mets because at the time Cardinals were kind of like
Oh, what do you
doing
know?
well.
Keep complaining.
And he was like, oh man, like the Mets, like I don't really know. But then fell in with the team, 86. Let's go. Over, dude.
I can't believe you
Over.
accept Tyrone Taylor, though, honestly.
Accept him for what? For who he is? For what his job is? Like he literally is. He's a bench player. Okay, he's your fourth outfielder, and he's doing well. He's doing exactly what a fourth outfielder does. Like there is no name me another outfielder who's been playing as much as he is. That's not a starter, and that's doing making plays like this.
I mean, I'd have to look into it.
Exactly. So I mean, off the top of your dome, like you don't know.
I mean, I know you're gonna dispute this one, but I don't care what you say. I will not let you try to convince me otherwise. I know his numbers aren't good, but
Pretty sure he hit well against the Yankees when they played him too.
Trent Grisham is a better player.
That's ridiculous.
Sorry.
No, that's such bullshit.
Sorry.
That's
dude.
such
I
bullshit.
apologize.
Trent
He's had some clutch
Grisham.
hits. He had the hit in Boston that broke the whole losing streak.
How long
and
ago was
everything.
that?
That was literally the day after the pool. So what? That wasn't even 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Okay.
Taylor, bases clearing double last night, dude.
There wasn't 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth or the top of the ninth. Whatever.
That's ridiculous, Trent Grisham. That's absolutely outrageous.
and I think, you've seen firsthand how clutch he can be in the playoff situation. So, I mean,
we'll see what happens if he shows up again. Maybe.
No, hopefully, he won't have any at bats in the postseason. Defensive replacement, pitch runner, maybe. But I don't know. I just, it's tough for me to get behind.
It's not crazy.
Kind of is. He's not doing his job well. He's had a couple nice hits, maybe a couple of nice games. We can say that.
I would say more than a couple, dude.
The splits weren't kind though, Tony. Come on, 250 with runners in scoring position. That is not clutch.
Trent Grisham isn't doing any better.
But it's the eye test. But I mean, so how do you feel going into this Colorado series? I know, like, just because of the pitching aspect of it, like I wanted to pick up Severino because I still have that access as a last round pick. I couldn't. It's like, I'm sorry, like they may win, but I don't see how he gets through 4 innings and gives up less than 5 runs. And I think 5 runs is low, honestly.
Yeah, I think if they're going to win, it's going to be an over game. We probably know. I can only imagine what it's set at. But, I mean, I feel confident. I do. I think that, again, like Taylor McNeil hitting well right now.
Why a lead with Taylor?
McNeil specifically hitting very well right now. I could see him, having a ball, go out of the stadium here. And then, of course, Alvarez. I think he's starting to heat up a little bit too, which is great.
Please, dear
The
God.
2 for 4 night
the only
last
thing,
night, dude.
Nah, actually, not right now because you're playing me. So I hope he goes like over 20.
No, dude. That's
No.
ridiculous, dude. Okay. Maybe another 2 for 4 night from him, I'm sure, dude. But that's what I'm excited for. I think the bats are in at the right time. I think this would be a good spot for, Nimmo to get right, Martinez to hit well again.
I mean, really, this should be Alonso's heater. Like he should hit 4 home runs this series. No,
I would love to have confidence in that.
I mean, the Rockies pitching isn't any good, is it?
No.
So I mean, there really
Kyle
is,
Freeland, come on, dude.
but there really is no excuse for Alonso to have a shitty series here.
No, yeah, I totally agree. If I see him with like an 0 for 3 or 0 for 4 spot tonight, like that's
Bench
a
him
big problem,
tomorrow.
dude. You really should bench him.
Yeah.
Make Vientos play first base or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Bring up somebody.
It's interesting. And I was just looking at this. So okay, so it is Freeland. I can't believe he's still around. So
Kyle Freeland's pitching tonight.
and then what's the rest of the matchups? You know?
No, not on Colorado's side anyway.
Um,
Let's see what going on here.
Gomber, maybe?
Really?
I don't know. I feel like I know he's in the middle of their rotation.
Let's see. Feltner tomorrow, Gomber on Thursday. And
Wow.
we have Sevy,
Blackburn.
Blackburn, Peterson. Blackburn's gonna be interesting. Came off a solid start, 6 innings, no one runs.
Yeah.
Did
Did he get a standing O when he walked off or no? Or I guess, well, yeah, in between innings. No,
I don't think so.
I thought because that was at City Field or no? Yeah,
Yeah.
that was against or no?
No, it was.
Oh, it was the
in
Angels. Damn
LA.
it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But nonetheless, dudes. I mean, you gotta like your pitching matchups, but it's just about like who's gonna get more popped,
And
I
the
guess.
bullpen, right?
Not worried about the bullpen. I mean, Buteau solid. I
But
think Nunez is back from the IR. Again, Diaz pitched
Ottavinos
yesterday.
pitched better, but I'm saying, what happens to these guys in the altitude. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up.
Yeah, no, very, very true. Very true. That's why I think it's a toss up really for both teams in terms of their pitching. But again, Colorado, I don't know. I think give me the Mets offense for here, dude. Come on.
Have you seen much on this? What is it? Tolar? He's like their best player. You know,
No,
I think he's a
not much.
shortstop. He was actually in the top 10 shortstop list that we were looking at.
Really,
yesterday.
dude? He was
Yeah.
within the top 10.
Yeah. Is it like
Interesting.
it's his first name? I think starts with an E. Yeah. There we go. Tovar.
Ezekiel.
He's hitting what? 280, 18 home runs, slugging 474. Not terrible, right?
Terrible. 137 strikeouts. Seems like a lot.
McMahon is
18
doing
home
okay.
runs though.
Brennan Doyle.
Come on though.
Can't believe Blackburn's still around. And then Brendan Rodgers, one of the biggest busts of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But
Jacob
Blackman's got
Stallings,
to
give
be
me a
40
catch.
at this point. That's the type of guy. Like if you're not gonna have a young buck, Tony, that's your fourth outfielder right there.
You want
Chuck.
Blackman? Come on, dude. No way.
Dude, I feel like on offense anyway. I like the way he grinds out at bats.
I guess so. I mean, he had that crazy freaking hit streak like 2-3
beard?
years ago. Yeah, with the beard and the
Yeah.
hair and the whole thing, dude. Crazy. How about Chris Bryant getting over here at first
I
base?
can't believe
here?
they still even have him.
211. He's
I
batting
just
this year.
I wonder if he has Anthony Rendon syndrome or like
Maybe, dude.
Like,
He has 2 home runs this year.
and I don't.
14
He
RBIs.
did nothing last year either. I thought
Pathetic,
he was going to
dude.
go there and hit 40 home runs.
Yeah, me too, dude. In Colorado too.
Yeah,
Getting high all the time.
but it's just one of those examples of the guys getting the contracts and they're not giving a shit. It seems like.
yeah, no, I think you're totally right, dude. Dave in the house. What's up, fellas? Bang, dude. Let's go.
Wow,
Have a great show.
Jumping the gun there. Tom. I was about to
Barnes.
say that.
Are the Yankees back, dude?
You know it, brother. I will see you at the stadium. But in all seriousness, Bernie, I feel great. Honestly, I mean, 7 out of 8. Hard to complain about that. And I like the way we're hitting. Honestly, I mean, it's just like the pitching. I think will sort itself out, and I feel good about the top of our rotation. I mean, obviously Cole had some struggles, but really turned it around in the middle of his last start. I feel great about Heel. I've talked with Josh. He kind of thinks that he should go to the bullpen, but I think that, and I'm actually kind of curious what you think here, Tony. But with Heel, I know there's concern about the workload, the innings limit, but I think like just skip some starts, whatever you need to do, have him maybe only, giving you 5 innings, certain games, but you need him to be your starter in the postseason. That's the type of pitcher that you need starting postseason games for. You can't, I mean, I guess you could have him in the bullpen, but I don't like the bullpen shuffle. We saw what we did to Jabba. I want him in our rotation, no?
Yeah, I guess, but I feel like his velocity out of the pen would be crazy.
It would be,
dude.
but I don't want to lose him as a starter.
No,
I want
yeah,
him to be our starter for 10 plus years.
Do
Near
you
the top of the rotation.
I mean, I would. I'd have to see some more from him to have some more confidence.
I mean,
in
but
him,
it's pretty good year. I mean, 11
I would say so.
tons
Great
of
year.
strikeouts. Obviously had a couple of
tapering.
rough patches here and there,
Yeah.
but has been strong last couple of times out. And you feel this is a good matchup against the Angels. What do you think? I mean, I guess they have something where they can see spin rate and stuff. But how would you handle it with the innings and stuff with him?
Like a pitch,
Because he's already pitched more innings than he ever has in his
Right.
career. He threw like no innings last year because he was hurt.
Right.
And, like,
I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna coddle him that much.
so like
Like-
you wouldn't even be thinking innings right now. We're just running him out there. Let's see how he looks.
Like,
First
if
sign of
it's-
trouble, we'll take him out.
Yeah.
But if he needs to throw 100 pitches and go 7 innings, we will.
I
We
mean,
will let him do that.
Yeah, I mean, if it's 82 pitches going,
Yeah.
out of the 6th and he's going to the 7th, I'm still trying him out there for sure, dude.
Yeah.
you know?
Well, and it's funny too that they go innings limit, but isn't it really about pitches?
It is more about pitches.
I don't
right?
know why they don't measure it like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not one inning is the same. One
Right.
inning could take 3 pitches. It could take 35 pitches.
Yeah, we've seen that all too much.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he'll whatever they got to do with him, but I think he'll be the top of our rotation. It's interesting. I think they should slot him as our 2 starter in the playoffs. This way, he could start at home, and then you could have Rodon start the first game on the road, and then after that, I mean, we'll see. Stroman and Nestor haven't been lighting the world on fire. I almost lean Nestor right now. I know that I'm asking the wrong person here because you're very anti-Stroman, but obviously he hasn't pitched well recently. I mean, what's your thought there if you had to pick? I mean, neither is Nestor.
I know.
But I feel like give me
I would
give me
honestly
Nestor.
go to Stroman. Honestly,
Really?
yeah.
You think jacked up playoffs, Yankee
Yeah.
State, but
Gold
even
glove,
if he's on the
dude.
road, though, I mean, you're still
Yeah, I'll take Stroman. Honestly,
interesting.
Nestor,
What
I
is it?
think-
You just cooked?
I think Nestor is cooked.
But
Dude.
what about as a reliever? Like, you think there's some play there? Or?
I mean, if he finds any type of rhythm, sure.
Yeah.
But I just feel like anytime I see him pitch now, he just doesn't. I can't like find his rhythm. Can't find the strike zone very well. Like, it's like he struggles a lot.
Yeah.
On the mound, even with the deciding pitches and stuff like that. And I mean, that's evident in his stats, in the way he handles himself too. I don't think he has a lot of confidence right now.
So you don't think he's going to pay dividends?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad. I mean, he was, really one of the best pitchers in the league first half a couple
Crazy.
years ago. And then here we are. But hopefully he turns it around. We'll see. And tonight's pitching matchup is Luis Gil at the stadium here, matched up against Davis Daniel. So 27-year-old right-hander from Atlanta. Hasn't really pitched much. So, 4.91 ERA, but he hasn't pitched that many innings. But I look at this series and I know, again, you just dealt with it firsthand, but especially because we're at home. I mean, you guys were away, maybe that's a little different here. But the Angels are not a good team. And I think the way the Yankees are playing right now, the way the offense is looking, no reason not to sweep this series, Tony, no? At the end of the day?
Yeah, I mean, you're totally right. I mean, we said it the last couple of games, 2 days ago. I mean, your offense has been absolutely bumping. So, I mean, there's really no reason why you don't sweep here. That's what you have to look for.
Tomorrow, Nestor versus
No excuses.
Carson Fulmer. Again, even though, like we said, Nestor hasn't pitched great, nevertheless, feels like this is a bounce back spot for Nestor, and he's been great at home for the most part.
Yeah, no, I
Numbers are
mean, I
pretty
think it is a good opportunity for him.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what he does. Like, if it's like 5 innings, 2 or 3 earned runs, this is like not enough.
And then Marcus Stroman, Tyler Anderson. How hittable did Anderson look Friday?
Very hittable. That was the one game the Mets won. So
Yeah.
it was over, dude.
Like, is he 89?
No, I don't think it was that well.
91,
Yeah,
92. Yeah. So that's Stroman, Anderson. So, I mean, this is a big series for those two struggling pitchers. I mean, it's just.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, you get the sweep, dude. Like, this is.
Yeah,
this is
you
it,
have
dude.
to.
You
I mean, that's it. That's that. So let's go, honestly. Pumped to get back on the diamond here and take care of business. So
That's right, dude.
we shall see. But what will happen tonight, we will find out in a full-on abbreviated baseball frenzy.
That is right, Brian. It is a beautiful Tuesday. And by beautiful, I mean overcast here. We're going through the MLB on this August 6th. And you know the deal. We said it. The Mets continuing their road trip here in Colorado. Here we go. There we are. 8:40 p.m. The line for the Mets is set at minus 155. Severino boasting that 7-4 record with the 3.93 ERA. Obviously coming off that hot start. Over under, we said was going to be high, 11 and a half.
A very Coors Field like over under.
Very Coors Field like, very Kyle Freeland like. Excuse me here. We said Pete Alonso. I want 2 dingers from him tonight. I think it's Coors Field. He's got 23 home runs on the year. I want to see after tonight, seeing that 2-5 up there. The Mets do lead this regular season series. They played the Rockies at Citi Field back in early July, mid-July almost. Brendan Nimmo probably in the 2-hole there. I want to see a nice 2-for-4 night, getting on base, maybe a couple run around the bags there. Being brought in by the likes of which, like Pete Alonso, whatnot. Lindor obviously leading off here. 253 batting average, slugging 458. Could definitely improve, no doubt there. But I think it's going to be an absolute offensive explosion. Like you said, Brian, I know Sevy's coming off a good start, I guess.
No, terrible.
Or a terrible start, rather. And you would expect a bounce back start from him because we've seen that so far this season where he does kind of bounce back typically. I can't see it, of course. I really can't. I think it'll be 5 innings, 4 earned runs, something like that.
Like that's the best you see it.
I think bullpen does coming in, lock it down. Freeland somewhere around, the same deal as Severino. Their bullpen can't hold it. I say Mets go on to win this game 9-5. Brian, Mets on the over.
Yeah, I was just looking at the forecast, and I knew it was supposed to rain tonight. Not feeling great, honestly. Because I'm looking at this. So starting at 6 o'clock, going through midnight.
no.
It's saying pockets of rain, Tony. Rain in the forecast tomorrow as well, but it does seem like that should be kind of mostly over by 1, so maybe a 4 and a 7 o'clock doubleheader tomorrow. I hope we get baseball tonight. I mean, we know how wrong these weather people are, so let's assume that we will. And by the way, it was the Mets and the over. Okay, very good. But come on, Davis Daniel, it's the Angels. They don't have Trout. There's no Ohtani. Anthony Rendon is, in hiding, Tony. So there's just no excuses here. And I think Keel will be so jacked up, probably standing ovation as he walks off the mound after going 6 1/3, striking out 13 Angels and not giving up any runs here.
Wow.
The Yankees cruise to victory, winning by a final mark of 10-2. So it's the Yankees and it's the over.
Absolutely love that there. I guess I'm going to go, let's see, 8:05 p.m. In Chicago, dude. We have the Cubs taking on the Twins. That's right, Brian. This is the second game of this 3-game set. Twins won yesterday 3-0. Let me tell you about this. Pablo Lopez, who has been a little bit struggling here for the Twins. We saw his most recent start against the Mets. Not too well. Shota Imanaga has still been killing it. 3.09 ERA, 8-2. Love to see that from him. Strikeouts have been pretty dominant as well. 118 over 116 in the third innings pitched. So he's been pretty consistent there. So give me Imanaga and the Cubs here. Ian has been batting really well too recently. So give me his 18th home run for Hap. And you know what? Why not make it in the bottom of the 9th, okay, to put the Cubs up 4-3. Cubs and the over. Bang.
4-3, Cubs in the over? Isn't that 7? It's 6.5?
Yeah.
I don't care remember.
I know, right? That's kind of crazy, I guess, right?
I don't know if I've ever seen a 6.5. Have you?
I feel like there's been a couple this year.
But not recently.
No, I can't remember.
Like,
the last
every
time
time it's like assuming, okay, it's at
Yeah,
least
yeah.
7, it's at least
7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow, I can't believe I was wrong on that one. Anyhow, Tony, okay. Always tough post-Yankee pick. Where do you go? What do you do? And
my goodness.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little tight about this forecast tonight because it just seems like there's no way that they're going to play. But then again, I'm not going to be watching the game most likely because I'm going to be at Sam's. So maybe that is a blessing in disguise. But either way, I'm just ready, for the Yankees to get back on the diamond here. Anyway, I am going to go with the matchup tonight. Let's keep making history, Tony. Give me the A's. It worked last night. It'll work again tonight. Let's extend this losing streak to 22 games. Ross Stripling, the former All-Star, 2-10, Tony, 5.64. A's won 5-1 last night. The White Sox trotting out Jonathan Cannon, 1-5 for 11. We're definitely going to go under here. So I'm going to say the A's will win this score by the mark of 6-1.
Wow.
So it's the A's and it's the under for number 2. Number
22
What do you got?
loss.
For number 3.
Number three going to St. Louis. The Cards bounce back 7:45, staying at home. Busch Stadium, gorgeous stadium, by the way. It was a hot one yesterday in St. Louis. Tampa Bay Rays are taking on now. Sonny Gray on the bump. Let's go against Jeffrey Springs, dude. I guess Springs has been injured for a long while. Only has pitched 3 1/3 innings so far this year. 4.91 ERA. I think a great time for Nolan Gorman, maybe Alec Burleson over there to bolster some of their stats. I would wish Arenado does well, but the Cardinals struggling, losing 4 out of the last 5. I think it's time to have a little bounce back, even though Tampa Bay is catching fire. Give me Sonny Gray, complete game shutout, dude. Over under 7.5. Give me Cardinals winning this game. I'm going to say 4-0. Cards in the under.
All right, so third game, final game. Gonna go here, and this is not to my happiness here, but I think the Orioles are going to take out the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are really going through it right now. Season series, though, Baltimore leading 6-4, so nothing crazy there. Orioles have won their last 2 games. The Blue Jays have lost 4 out of 5 and are 10 under 500. But got Grayson Rodriguez versus the former Met great Chris Bassett. And I just think the Orioles, unfortunately, I mean, they have been going through it, but I think they're a better team than they have been playing. So I look at this game. I think Rodriguez, what's his ERA? 3.86, 13-4. Bassett, is sitting at 8-10, 4.02. But I think I could see Gunnar Henderson maybe hitting 2 home runs and Cedric Mullins maybe hitting for the cycle, Tony. Give me the Orioles in the over. I'm going to say they win this game 9-4. So it's the Orioles, it's the over, and just like that, that is your baseball frenzy. Your thoughts on my selection there of the A's once again running it to 22. And did they tie the record last night or break it?
They tied the record.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Tied the AL loss
tie
record.
Yep.
So I would say technically to break it. Yep. Break it.
Oh, and how come they haven't fired the manager, right? Isn't it Pedro Grifol? Is their manager?
That's correct, dude.
And he had that whole thing with like the interference, right? He was at the forefront of that.
That's right. I don't know, dude.
Second, third year?
Ownership, third year?
So you think it's just like, we don't want to put an interim manager through this. Let's let him run him to the ground and then done.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this is like despicable, that ball club.
And really, too, that franchise doesn't get much heat. And I don't know if they hide behind the Cubs, being the second team in Chicago. They're one of the worst organizations in the whole league, but no one talks about that. They really are.
I know.
And I heard something, I could be wrong. I think they haven't won a playoff series since they won the World Series, or maybe have never won a playoff series modern era besides the World Series year. I thought I heard that.
That is kind of, I mean, I would believe it. And it's so crazy to think too, like I guess now it is almost like 4 years ago when they had that kind of run, when they had Jose Abreu, pretty solid. Dylan Cease was on the team.
Did they make the playoffs though? I'm trying to think who the manager was.
Rick Renteria? No, he played Rick Renteria? Or he
might
managed the Rockies?
No, Rick Renteria was their manager. Oh, and then Robin Ventura. I think they made it in the COVID season and probably got swept or something.
Oh, was it the COVID year? No.
Yes, it was. I remember that.
Oh, but that was that year. Jose Abreu did really solid.
Won MVP.
Tim Anderson. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Tim Anderson was unplayable, which is absolutely
crazy because he was so hot for them. Dude.
Obviously, too.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, Tony Russo was after the fact, though.
But let's see here. So. Yeah, Grifol actually just started last season. And I guess La Russa, what is this? Playoff appearances, wins, losses. Okay. So La Russa, went 1-3. So let's see. So Azigian. Yeah, so I think that is, looking at this, that's the case. They it's been like 100 years since they've won a playoff series other than the World Series year.
That's kind of ridiculous.
No, you don't even think about that, Tony, though.
No,
we know they haven't been a good organization recently, but that doesn't get talked about. And I maybe it's just because they won the World Series that year, but that's unbelievable.
Yeah, I guess so. And I think it is, hiding behind the Cubs too, like you said as well. But also, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the past few years, I also just assumed the White Sox were going to be bad too. It's kind of like what I expected. So,
but not that long ago, they had a good roster.
I know they really did.
Like Eloy when he first came up, Johan Moncada. Those are some good players.
They had great players, dude, and they just fumbled them. I guess.
It's funny. I'm sure you could picture me doing this. Like, how I am with like other teams and stuff. And I didn't even mean to be like this, but I could just tell by the look I was given afterwards that they were feeling this. So me and Matt were eating the other day before the Yankee game, and there was people from Chicago, maybe in town for a conference, going to the game. They're asking us, like, "Oh, is it going to get crazy? Yankees, Mets, this and that." And then I don't know how we got talking to like the ballparks in Chicago, and they're like saying that they're White Sox fans, but like they go to Wrigley sometimes. And I was like, it was like a complete slight. I said it dead serious. I didn't even mean to say it like this, but I go, "Yeah, I've been to both parks. I really liked Wrigley." Like, just say nothing about.
Oh my god!
So they're like. Yeah, Wrigley's okay. But that ballpark sucks. Come on.
I've never been.
America.
I mean, I could imagine.
There's no one there.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You can't be. That's just. They should not be in Chicago. That's what they need to do. They need to get out of Chicago.
Yeah, they should move.
Yeah, because how do you have any buzz, especially your team that can't even win a playoff series in 100 years? I mean,
it's ridiculous.
Crazy. So yeah, that was nuts. Did you see the Butker extension, highest paid kicker in NFL history?
I did see that, dude.
I know you're very anti-Chief, so I'm sure you have some negative remarks regarding that.
How old is Butker?
If I had to guess,
Throw
I'm
it
gonna
up.
say he's 32. What's your guess? I already have his player picture, but I didn't see it.
32.
already guessed,
I don't
so.
know. He's got the grays and shit. Give me 34.
29.
Stop it.
Yep. Came to the league
29?
2017, 89% career field goal percentage. And he's 28 of 40 from 50 plus. And has made 60-yard field goals the last couple seasons.
crazy.
And made all of his extra points, which is pretty impressive
Mhm.
last year, given that the line has moved back. So the occasional chunk, wind gust, kind of crazy.
Good for him, dude.
I don't know if you heard them talking about this morning, but the whole Jesus Christ.
Do you think he's better than Jesus Christ? Who's the guy
Justin
for the Ravens?
Tucker.
Justin Tucker.
I think Tucker's the best, but he had a couple spotty moments last year. But
Yeah.
it's hard. I mean, Tucker seems like the best modern day kicker we've ever
Mhm.
seen, honestly.
Yeah, I totally agree. So I guess we'll see. I mean, I guess at only 29, he's got quite a few years left in him. So
Yeah, you're gonna be. You just like what would you say your disdain for the Chiefs, like a 1 to 10 scenario,
I mean,
where it's like it bothers you to see them, on the podium, hoisting the Lombardi.
it's
Honestly.
not that terrible. I don't know, maybe like a 6.
Okay, but it's
Yeah.
there. I mean, it's known.
You
right?
know, like when you say Travis Kelce, you're like, yeah, baby, da, 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 like that. I'm like, oh my god, we got this, baby. I said we
You
got this,
gotta-
baby. Oh, blah, blah, blah.
You
I'm like,
gotta
oh my
fight
god,
for your
yeah,
right.
I'm like, oh my god.
But you like Andy Reid. I know you do.
You gotta love Andy Reid.
All
Classic
right,
guy, classic
okay.
man.
All right, at least
He's an
there's
American
that.
man.
There we go.
Yeah,
there we
yeah.
go. So football around the corner, divisional previews before we know it, Tony.
That's
And
right, dude.
So I know you're jacked about that. You're excited about the Wyndham preview for tomorrow.
Big deal.
Sedgefield Country
Let's
Club,
go.
Greensboro, North Carolina.
Ever been?
Never been. No. Heard it's a nice area though, I think.
Yeah, North Carolina.
North Carolina is awesome. Honestly.
Yeah.
Love North Carolina. So yeah, looking forward to doing that tomorrow. Hopefully recapping some wins here. And yeah, back to normal start tomorrow. Appreciate everybody hanging with us. So yeah, 10 o'clock start tomorrow. But great show today. Really appreciate everybody who tuned in and continues to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony Mega Renee and Jane Costume, the merch at downtimetv.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games. Let's go Yankees! And we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.